6:45. I'm calling the July 14th, 2026 council meeting to order. All council members are present with the exception of council member Hankins. The next up on our agenda is the public forum. Is anybody here to speak during the public forum? Seeing none, we'll move on to the approval of the agenda. Were there any additions?
Mayor and Council, you should have gotten electronically a proposed amended agenda that has an additional item under City Business New, which is the Elm Beach project, and then under essentially your consent agenda number 13, which is the updated Bolton and Menk contract. It's my understanding too that the assistant clerk presented some additional claims for payment that didn't make the cutoff, and so I'd like to add that to your agenda as number 14. There should be a sheet in front of you that shows you the list of those claims, and the checks have been prepared for that, and whatever else anyone else wants to add to the agenda.
So you said 13 was the Bolton Menk?
13 is Bolton and Menk contract, which you should have
All right.
in that digital
I just wanted to
copy.
make sure I get it right. And then 14.
Number 14, yeah, would be, I just got it captioned as additional claims payments
Okay.
after deadline.
Okay. All right, with those two additions, or three additions, could I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Seconded, Kathy.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. City business unfinished. The first thing up we have is the second reading of ordinance 2026-01, which is repealing section 605.021 regarding canine permitting. Were there any questions about the proposed language?
And just to bring everyone up to speed, this is of course striking all of the licensing languages for dogs in the city. And at the request of Councilmember Hankins, he wanted to see something in there reminding people that even though licensing is not required, obviously having vaccinations is. So that's just, is what it is. I don't think it's going to be
Monitored unless
self-enforcing,
needed.
but it's one of those things that if it comes up and the dog is not, then at least you've called it out as a criminal offense in the city, so.
Could I have a motion, please, to adopt the final language?
Do we need a public hearing or no? We don't. So moved.
Kathy, can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. And could I have a vote, please, or a motion to approve the summary publication then?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. We're on to city business. We have a discussion about Elm Beach and the grant that we've applied for. We have Mary Sue and Amy Hewlett here from the Parks Committee. Would you guys like to come up to the podium?
Good evening again, you all. I'm Mary Sue Simmons, 418 Birchwood Court.
Amy Hewlett, 608 Wildwood Avenue.
We're both on the Parks Committee, and Amy's my sidekick tonight and my good ally on the committee, and very valuable to Birchwood because she knows so much about engineering and infrastructure, right?
Great.
Right. I'm here to say that, well, I maybe Marcus informed you all that the Ty Schmitz project for which we have the grant has been delayed because of the sewer pictures and all the kind of work that you're doing with the storm water sewers in that area where we were going to do some work. So he doesn't know exactly when the Minnesota Landscape Group will get to work, but he suspects it will be, thank you, later on, nearer to fall, where it probably would be better to be doing rain gardens and plantings better than certainly now. In the meantime, we've been working as you all know, on getting a grant to get Elm easement improved. The runoff down the whole easement, the shoreline, which is pretty eroded and it's messed up there. And then we have 2 adjoining property owners who live up on hills. So they got a lot of water coming down their way. And there's a lot of water that runs down Elm, and it's not been maintained. So there's a drainage ditch that could probably help the situation a little bit, but needs to be cleaned out. We were applying for a grant to have that done, and Lori Tella said there was a grant for it. I think we said to you all about $20,000 to take care of that, at which the city would have to pay 50%, so 10 and 10. But in the meantime, in the informal conversations about going forward with that grant, we were stopped and denied because the stormwater retrofit plan that the county and Rice Creek have calls for a wider project there. They want stormwater, they want the lake quality to be affected, so they said you have got to widen this project to the flagpole where the water comes down off of that, I misspelled, it's the center median, the green space. The water's rushing down there and it's making a turn and it's going down Elm. And perhaps the volume of water that's doing that is even more than the volume of water it's taking from the flat street or the hillsides. So in order to get that grant, we have to start early conversations because it takes a lot of pre-work to get a grant with an eye towards actually applying in December, which means they need support from you all and from us to get the grant so that we can start the initial conversations formally with Rice Creek and Washington Conservation. So that's why I'm here tonight. And one thing I would say is that in our Parks Committee, both adjoining property owners and members of the committee suggested that it would be probably a better idea to do that extra stuff just because we want to fix the situation, not put a Band-Aid on a problem. In 2017, when that stormwater report was done, and asking Birchwood to do something about exactly what we want to do, the estimate was $10,000. Well, I've since talked with Ashley Peddle at Washington County, and she said the whole project since that time, the whole project now will be much more expensive. So if you have a copy of the bullet points, I have $30,000 in there, and they expect now that it would all cost about $10,000 more. So that's a $40,000 cost share. They pay half, and we would pay half. So it makes a lot of sense. It's going to be more work, but it's more sure that we will get the grant. But I also understand that we're not a rich village. And jumping up $10,000 is a big ask. So even with that being said, I guess I would like to get some sense from you all if you'd be willing to support opening a conversation with Rice Creek and Washington County with an eye towards getting this stormwater grant. You got anything else?
Thank you. Does anybody have any comments? Questions?
From a Parks Committee standpoint, as we were walked through this, it seemed to make sense. I can't remember what our conversation was in terms of using some of the parks budget to offset, but I believe that there was a conversation about that.
Yes, there was. Yes. I think there was general consent. There was general consensus, Bridget, that we would do that.
Yeah. So when we say the city would be matching, it's the parks budget that would be matching.
Well, the parks budget would match the 20,000 or just a portion of the 20,000? Or you're not sure about that yet? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure we committed to that, but I thought we just said if we could get for another 10,000, the Parks Committee would consider taking that out of our budget.
Okay.
But I'm also trying to be respectful to the budget and the overall financial welfare of the village. But this is an important project, and it's been on an agenda for a long time.
Yeah, I agree. I know the Dock Association has had this on their radar for a while. That easement is in bad shape.
Yeah.
Also, this project ties in perfectly with the issues we're having in the city with the stormwater already. And so my view is that if it's a cost share, 10 from the parks budget and 10 from the city's budget, for $40,000 worth of work, that seems like a good deal to me, and it's something that's very important for our city, so that's my feeling on it. Kathy?
With this new grant that we're looking at, do you happen to know the time frame of when they would need us to do the payments, or when it would be a payout or anything like that yet?
No, we have until December to make the formal application, and then the process itself takes over. We don't have any control over that, but the project would have to be done in 27.
Oh, it has to be.
We get it in by this December, and then it has to be done the following
Likely
year.
would need to be in.
But I don't know anything about what would happen as a result of who pays when and what.
On our current grant for Ty Schmidt, I believe we had to front it and they were paying us back. Is that
Yes,
right?
yes.
Don't know.
We pay up
There
front.
you go. Yes.
Usually it's
Okay.
a reimbursement.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So I believe that's likely going to be the case here, so we just have to
I think so,
go
too.
for that.
Okay.
And then, I know you had mentioned the Ty Schmidt one. Can you confirm with Marcus that they're going to be done before the grant timeframe?
Hopefully.
If they can't do it during, then we lose all our money. So that's very important that they
Yeah,
finish it by that date.
I do recall we asked Lori Tella that question, what happens if we don't make it, and she said you file for an extension.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. I agree, since we're already looking at storm sewers and other, that it would make sense to knock out a portion of that with this.
Councilmember Isley?
I like free money. Whenever we have the opportunity to get it, I think we should get it.
And it's a worthy project.
Yes, worthy
'cause
project.
We sure need a lot of stormwater work in the city, so thank you for doing that. Would you like a vote? Count?
No, I was surprised. I asked her in what form do you need this? And she said, just if you call me tomorrow and tell me what the consensus was. So
Okay.
we've got two forms of support now. That's all she's looking for. She's not looking for commitment.
Okay.
All right.
I
Well,
mean, do
wonderful.
you want a motion anyway, or?
Oh, I love motions, but
Why don't you make one?
good. We have to be careful we don't second.
I move to
Support?
thank you, support the Parks Committee pursuing a grant for the Elm easement. And Mary Sue's the best.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you again for all your work.
Thank you both.
Thank
Parks
you all.
Committee is awesome.
It's so good to get back to the community because it's high time we did something about all this water.
Agreed. Okay, so that was the extent of our new city business. We're on to the consent agenda.
And Madam Mayor, before it gets considered, I think we probably should have pulled off number 5.
Right. I was going to ask if anybody has any additions or subtractions for the consent agenda. If not, number 5 is clerk engagement agreement. Councilmember Isley and I have been working on contracts for our city administrator and, in addition, the city attorney. And a conflict of roles policy. So you have that on your table in front of you, and I know nobody has had a chance to look at it yet. So if you would just maybe within the next month, go through it. If you have any suggestions or additions, deletions, let us know. And we'll present this formally at next month's meeting. And in all transparency, Alan hasn't even had a chance to look at it yet, so we're not ready to go with that.
And to the extent that you're pulling number 5, would you like all of those on consent, or would you like them somewhere else on the agenda for August?
That can be on consent for August.
You don't think anyone's gonna wanna talk about them?
If they do, they can pull it.
Then I'll put them on consent.
Okay. Is there anything else on the consent agenda any of you would like pulled?
Did you say we were updating the June claims documents here to match that? So do we need to pull that one because the amount is different?
It's just extra,
Okay.
so the minutes will reflect whatever that was. So these are, I haven't even had a chance to review all of the claims. It was something that was prepared with the checks by
Marcia and Therese.
not even Marcia. I think it was another 52,142. So that's what the record will affect just as additional ones.
Then
They're
an
all right
additional
there.
1,000 or so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull those out of the consent agenda just because it's different, because it'll be listed differently on that.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. With number 5 removed and number
9.
14.
Or are you pulling the original claims, Kathy?
I was pulling the original because we've changed it.
Okay,
So number 9. Okay,
so that would be
9.
number 9.
yep,
Number 9?
yes.
Number 9?
Number 9, with number 9 and number 5 pulled, could I have a motion, please, to accept the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. So with number 9, the original claims report being pulled, that doesn't need to be included, correct? Because we have
Number 14.
number 14 that covers everything then. Claims for the month.
I'm going to assume that covers all of
All
them,
of it.
including number 9.
Correct.
So if we pass 14, if we have a problem, we'll correct it when we come back.
Okay,
So 14 we did just pass, right?
yes.
Okay.
14's been added, yep,
Yep.
as opposed to replacing.
And that was the latest
That's
claims.
the one that I signed.
That's the one we signed, yep.
Okay.
The one with the additional claims in it.
Mhm.
Okay, well, that's the extent of our business. Announcements?
Mayor and council, it's just the usual sheriff's report. And as you're aware, the televising report, if you want to call it that, is in, which is really just a series of video of all of the facilities that the city has. It's available on electronic media and basically in print format, just screen captures in 2 3-ring binders downstairs. And so public's welcome to come and check them out. If they want to take it home for viewing, on a big screen, we can get that digital media, copied for anyone who wants to see it. Sobering in some ways, and not really surprising in many ways.
Does
Some
it have
parts are
a-
better than others, but some parts are worse than others.
Does it have it delineated out by address so you can look up your own and see how you're doing?
I spoke with Marcus about that.
Go ahead.
He said it would take, they did not do that. Nelson Sanitation did not do that.
Oh, okay.
And it would take a extensive
there-
amount of work to pull the addresses, but you have the general, if you live in that section of the
Kinda know.
street,
Okay.
then you should go and
Unless
maybe
there's a
have your-
really amazing one,
Right.
you're going to assume that it's one of the ones that's not really amazing, I imagine.
Yes, and so,
Yeah, it's generally organized by segment.
Yes.
Otherwise, it'd be just a stream of consciousness and sewer, so, yeah.
all right, so
What
what we had
riveting
dis-
watching.
yeah, so what we had discussed is if you find your address in that segment, it might be wise to have someone come out and check your connection.
And the pictures are in the binder anyway.
Yep.
Okay.
And as long as we're doing announcements, we are having on July 20th, from 6:45 to 8, this space will be available with full-size pictures of the televising along with maps. So residents can come in and see if they're affected by the routes in their service lines. And they can also observe all the other pictures of what's going on with both our stormwater and sanitary systems. So we invite all our residents to come out and check it out.
So here's my question, it's a really basic question. I assume we're going to take action on all of these things. Do we have a prioritization, and do we have a time frame for fixing all of this stuff? My guess is we'll get that question on Monday.
Well, I can just, this is such in the early stages. But we have discussed as a council that the stormwater pipe that is on Birchwood Ave, that's, needs
Yes.
to be replaced.
Yes.
Marcus just very quickly gave me like a little quote on what that would cost just to replace that one pipe,
Mhm.
and it's 140,000, which is our entire roads budget for the year. And that's not including paving, it's not including anything, aside from digging the pipe up, putting the new catch basins in, and putting the pipe back in. So, no, we don't.
How
that's what we're
long
doing.
is that run? Like,
No,
what
it's
it-
not very long.
footage length, as far
I
as?
don't know.
Well, that fix, just so everyone's clear, would actually run the effluent or the caught water through the property and out, as opposed to what's happening now, which is just basically dumping it into the middle of a backyard.
Oh, so it's
how long is that
going
run?
under
It's the
that.
depth of that lot there, which is quite deep, but it would run it then out into Lost Lake or into the Lost Lake complex.
So also, if any of our residents are watching, you will be receiving a letter this week that kind of summarizes the report and invites you to it's just an informational meeting on the 20th. What were we just talking about? I just lost my train of
The
thought.
storm sewer, Birchwood Avenue.
I don't know.
Well, realistically, it's just about showing off what we found out.
Yeah. Oh, I know what it was. And in that letter as well, it's an invitation to join a focus group, so citizens can discuss where we're going next, because this isn't expensive. These are all expensive fixes, and without additional funding, there's no way we can be fixing roads and taking care of our stormwater problems at the same time. So we just, I don't know what the answer is right now.
So will we be able to price all these fixes? So that we know, like, if we've got 10 fixes and they're each $140,000.
Right.
So it seems like we need to have pricing on all of these so that the focus and input groups would be able to say, do this one first, don't do this one, et cetera. So is Marcus gonna price them all?
We can ask him to do that.
I mean, I think we have to,
Well,
right?
one of my priorities is Birchwood Avenue, just because we've already messed up the road again to put those gas lines in,
Yeah,
and it really does need to be paved, but that pipe needs to be done. So to me, that would be a priority, because they were on the schedule anyway for this year to have their roads resurfaced.
right. But then, does that mean if we do that, we don't do the parking lot and we don't do
No,
Birchwood?
that would be in 27, Birchwood Avenue, and the stormwater thing, if that even goes forward, that would be in 27. 26 is the parking lot, and it included all the crack and seal, the pothole filling, what's that?
Striping.
Yeah, striping, televising, and also Birchwood Courts, up that way. Who
Okay,
have also had all their gas lines replaced.
okay,
So that will also get done already in 26.
yep.
So we'll have a little bit extra money left over to put towards 27.
Okay, and can we start any of the things on the break fix list in 26? I just want to be smart if somebody asks me a question. I don't feel like I would do a good job answering it yet.
These are, yes. I don't know if we have the answers yet. This portion, we're in such initial stages that I'm thinking people just need to know what's out there. And then when we get the focus groups together, we will have that information
We'll have
for
pricing
them.
for them.
Yes.
Okay, that's
But I'm
fine.
not going to rush Marcus to get all that done in preparation for Monday.
No, that's fine. I just
Yeah.
needed to
But
know
for the
what
focus
was gonna
groups.
work.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
And then, would we want to get a second quote? I mean, 140,000, that's for one project, one pipe?
He just spit the numbers out. It
Yeah.
didn't go to bid or anything,
Yeah.
so.
He's guessing. In his professional experience, this
Okay,
is probably.
all right, and then we put it out to bid.
Yes.
Right.
Got it, all
Yeah,
right.
he was just comparing it to similar projects and just cost of materials.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I think we've had it both ways where Marcus tells us something and we get it for cheaper and tells us something and it turns out being more
Mm.
expensive.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right, I'm good, thank you.
I think that you're right. It's like the initial stages of just figuring out what's going on with things. And I do want to say that I do feel like this is a good move from reactive planning to proactive planning. Kind of figuring out what's broke and how much it's going to cost to fix it. And after seeing the initial results of the televising, it's pretty apparent that the city's infrastructure hasn't been taken care of for a very long time, or there hasn't been adequate planning around it to maintain it.
Yeah, that's an original pipe that was put in the 80s, and I don't even know how often it's been cleaned. But the homeowner that was affected by that, I'm just talking about that one pipe on Birchwood Avenue, and the homeowner that was affected never really had this huge river flowing through the backyard until that pipe was cleaned, which tells you that it hasn't been cleaned for a long time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this problem would have been ongoing, but.
For perspective, the house that's affected with the yard, I believe that house, when Marcus and I were talking about this the other day, I think it was built in the early mid-90s. And so they've never experienced that before because by then that pipe was jammed up. And so the suggestion was made that it had been in there for a long time before that, and that perhaps it was done under cover of darkness, basically. And so it might even be from the 70s. I mean, we just don't know, but we know it hasn't been working since the 90s. So,
Bottom line, like stormwater should not be flooding someone's backyard.
Right, but, and.
well, it was put in to fix a problem, and now it created a new problem because it's all backed up. So now it's on the road, so you fix the problem to get it off the road, and now it's in someone's backyard. And when it was put in, it was going into a swamp, and now it's going into someone's backyard that's actually working as a backyard.
And I just wanted to make it clear too, to residents, that the issue we're talking about is one problem
Yeah.
on one street. And that is, throughout the city, people are having issues. So it's so complicated that, it's hard to nail down a plan at this early of a stage. We really need to work through it a little bit more, think through it. So.
So just to clarify though, so all of these storm sewer or sewer issues are all underneath our existing roads. So that's why it is affecting the road budget
Correct.
and details. And then we did just approve the audit so that we would be able to look at doing bonding as another option for funding or another pathway for funding if we did want to do a larger project. So hopefully we'll have some news on that on Monday in theory, or at least some beginning information regarding what our plan is for looking at additional funding.
And that was the whole idea of the focus groups too, because basically we can stick with our levy money, which is, I think we had 120,000
Maybe somewhere around there.
we
It
budgeted
was
for roads.
approximately 100,000 per year.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
And then, so we could stick with that, and that is just maintenance. That's not gonna solve any stormwater issues. That's just maintenance. Or we could go, to assessments, if people want improvements, if they want curb and gutter, if they want new culverts put in, whatever. Or we can go full out and bond, but that's why we need to get resident input. I don't know what the appetite is for all of our residents as far as spending on that.
Mhm.
But what I do know is our infrastructure is aging and it's not gonna last forever. So either we start to take steps now, or we kick the can down the road and let the next council handle it. But
It's not going to get better.
it's not getting better, no. I mean, the youngest infrastructure we have was put in probably in the early 70s, and that would be up by us.
Which
we're the
is
last-
half a century. So
Right. And
that's
these,
a big number.
right, and these projects aren't gonna be, if we were to redo the city and fix everything, it's gonna take 20 years,
Yeah.
which is gonna put us at the end of
The life
all
expectancy.
the life expectancy.
Yeah,
you know.
which means we have flooding of basements and all that fun stuff that happened when our lift station failed. It's going to affect your personal property really fast.
Well, I mean,
Wouldn't be
these
good.
are serious issues, and we're not gonna rush into anything. It's important. Take our time, good decisions.
And the important thing, I think, is to have plans, and, you know, if they're not necessarily shovel-ready, you know, I'm not gonna say this is good news, but you're a symptom of a problem that every city has in the metro, right? You're not the only ones that have aging infrastructure. And so at some point, I would hope that the state would actually say, you know what, you know, we need to create a fund to help some of these smaller communities, whether it's lower interest or easier to get than bonding. You know, I would hope that legislators would get together and actually advocate for that, you know, because it's impossible. I mean, functionally impossible to do this in an efficient way with money that you don't have to do this, right? So it's not only the infrastructure that's under the roads, it's the roads.
Well, and I think too, that's what some people might not understand is that, yeah, we're small, but we still have the same infrastructure as the larger cities. You know, we still have sanitary sewers, we still have stormwater issues, we still have roads we need to maintain. But because we're small, we don't have the funding that larger cities might have. So we're really in a tough situation.
Without business, that's one of the other hard shots, is without that tax community.
Right.
It's all on residents, so.
But the good news is we have a lot of intelligent people in this community, and I think when we get everybody together, we'll come up with solutions.
Or the commitment to just roll up your sleeves and write the
Just-
check.
Yep,
But that's a decision that has to be made by the residents
That's
and
right.
with information.
so we'll get there.
The other thing, I don't know if this is even worth mentioning, but I'll say it anyway. So as I think about what's happened since 2000, I'm sure there was huge constraints on the budget with the market crash of 2008, and that probably constrained everybody. And then there was COVID.
Right.
So I just, in my head, it's like, well, why didn't we move faster? Those are two reasons.
Right. It's not the blame game. It's just that it's catching up to the city.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's all.
right.
And we either can choose as a council to address it now or not, and let it keep going. But I think it's important for our residents to have good information so they can guide us in decision
Oh, absolutely,
you know?
yeah.
So I'm really pleased that we did all this televising, because now we know what we're dealing with.
Mhm.
And we have the robotics study that shows us exactly which roads are in what condition and what are in dire need of repair sooner rather than later, you know? So we
Yeah.
have really good information right now.
The question is, what's the appetite for spend?
Right.
Yep.
And that's what we need to figure out. So,
Yep.
anyway, enough said till the 20th. Next.
Anyway, we'll have poster boards here for everyone to see and just absorb. So, you know, it's not going to be much of a Q&A. I don't know, did you
No.
want Marcus to come?
No, there's no need. This is just to provide additional information.
Sure.
The letter that residents are going to receive only has like 4 pictures in it. So if they come, they can see the map, they can see where their house is on the map and what all is affecting where they live. And there's, so,
So,
It's
yeah,
just
I'm working on
information.
poster boards, just big easel boards, so, you know, larger than life, about the size of the television screen.
Yep.
It's a lot more effective than looking at pictures on a piece of paper. Anyway, that was about it. You saw my little mosquito busket challenge. I thought that was something interesting that came into my inbox, and
I
I'd
didn't
never heard of that.
understand it. What is the stuff you put in the bucket?
Well, it's called the dunk,
Yeah, what is it?
and
You
it's
buy it?
basically a bacterium that goes in there, and the mosquitoes are attracted to the water, and the bacteria basically takes care of the mosquitoes. So it's a chemical fog-free way of basically getting mosquitoes out of your backyard, out of your living space.
Is it the
So
same stuff?
I haven't tried it. I just thought it was intriguing, so I threw it out there and said, hey, maybe if someone
Yeah.
wants to try it.
Oh, so you go to the hardware store and get the dunk?
You can get the dunk, I would guess, at any one of the major retailers, you know, that has a garden center, or your favorite, like I said, online portal, you know,
Okay.
some of which will not be named, but you know where to go. So, again, it was new concept to me, and if it works, it's a great way to keep mosquitoes off your
Yeah,
kids.
no kidding.
Is it the same stuff they put in the marsh when they drop it via the helicopter each year?
Well, that's probably more of a sulfate, something that's a little bit more of a chemical. It'd be very hard, I would think, to create enough of that effect for the whole marsh, but I could be wrong. You know, I'm not a Minnesota Metro Mosquito Control District expert. So, I know it's not the same as the fog that the helicopters come and bring in, so that's different, so.
I just got a message from a resident that the dock at K Beach has broken. One of the-
Broken?
Yeah. One of the sections has snapped in the middle.
Okay.
So do not go on K Beach dock this evening.
Is that in the, well,
I
I'll
will
check
go
it
down
out.
and look at it after the meeting and see what's going on there, but
And that's where I'll be going after the meeting.
perfect. He said he's going to see if he has any caution tape to put up there quick, just because it has snapped in one of the middle sections of our dock. So
Okay.
we'll have to fix that probably tomorrow. So
Thank you.
caution, don't go to K Beach, or don't go on the dock at K Beach at the moment.
All right, anything else?
Ellen, can you have staff post this e-bike graphic on the Facebook page?
Sure. The informational one that we got?
Yep. Just,
The sheriff's report one?
yeah,
Sure.
just because that, I feel like is an ongoing issue that I feel like a lot of the residents aren't educated on, so I just, more information we can push out, the better.
Yep, that's why we have Genevieve, because I can't do it.
You can
But I will
direct it.
say that since our little lecture from the sheriff, the only folks that I've seen in the city, and maybe your results vary because you're here more often, but the only kiddos that I've seen have been wearing helmets and looking as if they've been complying, but again, I'm here in doses, so.
That was not my experience on the kids running around on J-Path last week, so
They were up by us, too.
when they come out, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So they're definitely under the age of my daughter, who is not old enough to ride around without a helmet, so,
Got it.
Even with a helmet.
well, yes, I mean, anyone on a bike, I think, should be wearing a helmet, but that's just me. But they don't get the choice, I guess, at the age that they are, and they were definitely more of a motorbike than a electric, so.
Okay, anything else? No? Okay, then could I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
We stand adjourned.
Thanks, guys.